track.
Last cars are lining up.
Just interesting note before the start, the top 11 on softs, the rest are all on mediums except for Bika, who is on the hards. 5 red lights, we got Yos in Sector 3 again for some godforsaken reason.
And
hello?
We're off!
We're off, at last. Yes, they do take part in the race, everyone getting away fairly cleanly so far. Vanitas down the inside straight away, and oh, but gone a bit deep, he's run wide. Too wide, a bit too much speed into turn 1, but carries it through. Vexit having a go around the outside of Mitso, and making that stick. Now sniffing up the inside of Vanitas, but nothing doing there. The Williams very aggressive early on here. Now looks to the inside line. And it's 3 abreast. We got yellows in Sector 1.
I don't see anything.
And Vexit, oh, Vexit and Vanitas. Mitso now says thank you very much and tries to make his way around all of them. But that doesn't quite work out. There's still 3 wide. But Mitsu standing behind it and now coming under attack from Luca. Oh, squeezed slightly against the wall there. Vanitas defending for all he's worth. Meanwhile, Pampernik is just running away up the road here. Down into the hairpin, or one of the hairpins. Vanitas holds it round the outside, just about. Yellows in Sector 2.
You see McLaren at the back of the field.
That's Elias. Luca in trouble. The other McLaren, he's now down to 7th. Christian Bottas can getting past him. Got spullied out onto the AstroTurf, or not AstroTurf, runoff.
Meanwhile, Pampernik has a very comfortable gap of 2 seconds.
So Pampernik in the lead by 2 seconds at the end of that one, so immediately breaking the DRS.
He can save his tires now.
He can, yes. Someone who's not saving tires from the looks of it is Simon Elite, who is chasing down Nixana, who is currently P9 and is splitting the field somewhat here, it must be said. Meantime, Mr. Nathan Bika and Elias are all in the pits. And Luca with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That'll be track limits.
Most likely he will get, according to the influence tool, we got a 2-stop strategy.
I'm glad you can see that, because I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Vexit having another look at Vanitas. Has a little sniff. But not able to do anything yet. Further back, Val Destroyer, Falsetti and Verstappen all having a ding-dong of a battle. And that's Val Destroyer in the wall. And he's taken off the Ferrari front wing as well. That's Mike.
There's no wing at all left for Mike. Val Destroyer has a lot of wing damage. Hits the wall again and retires
and he's out.
the session. I think he's done with it.
Mike gets 5 seconds for a collision with Val Destroyer, apparently, although I didn't really see much of a collision. That was all Val Destroyer's fault that Mike was in trouble there.
Also, we have Marky Mike with wing damage. Simon delights the pit.
Now, they'll have to be careful here because, of course, there's no safety car, even though Val Destroyer's car is in the middle of the track. Normally there'd be a safety car, but we had to switch it off due to technical difficulties. So they'll all have to be careful until that car is removed by the game.
I don't see it on the track.
Yep, that's clear. Val Destroyer's immediately left the session after retiring, and I imagine we'll have some angry words to say in the Discord because he was the one who had a collision with Falsetti on the warm-up lap.
Fuck in the Discord, and we're waiting for some more swearing. Or not.
Wallow asking, can we put on the tires for detail on the screen, please?
Yeah, sure, we can. I did it in the qualifying, but when we go to the race, it also disappears.
Wolf says this sounds like it isn't going well. It's not going too bad. We've only lost one so far.
Well, we had worse, yes.
Vanitas is starting to reel Pampernick in a little bit. 3/10 off the gap.
But still under pressure from Vexit and Mitso.
Pampernick just has to control the pace here.
Well, I think it's just he's just tire saving. If you can keep it within of outside of the DRS range of 1 second, it's good for him.
And this, of course, the championship is very tight at the minute. So Mitso, this is the last thing Mitso needs, is to lose points to Pampernick. Pampernick would take the lead of the championship. I mean, even if Mitso finished second, Pampernick would take the lead. But as Luca gets another 3 seconds, being very liberal with the curbs.
Okay, let's look at Jay, who's at the back of Luca. There's DRS now. No, not this time. Also, we see Bottas gang falling back a bit.
Bottas gang and Luca doing battle. Luca losing out to Bottas gang there, and Gwyn and Falsetti having a fight as well, as Gwyn drifts his way round beside Falsetti. And Falsetti winning that battle. For now, at least.
Okay, it looks like Vanitas is going within a second from Pampernick at any second now. He's really closing at this point.
Indeed, he is 1.2 the gap. Although Vexit is falling back, so probably won't be as easy as it sounds, even with DRS. Pampernick making a couple of little lockups there. But you do have to wonder if Pampernick maybe has a little bit extra left in the tank. Just a bit more to give, since he is leading and controlling the pace. But Vanitas within striking distance as Elias retired.
In sector 3.
It's
Elias that's out.
He's run wide on the final corner from the looks of it. And the gap now 0.6 of a second. Vanitas reeling in. Pampernick at actually quite a rate of knots, but Vexit also closing the Vanitas. The gap down to 0.5.
Well, we got the top
gaps.
4 within 2.5 seconds, so that's very close. And then we got a 2.5 seconds gap to the next one. So we can say that top 4 is very close.
And surprisingly, however, it's only 2 of those that are in the top fight for the championship. Mr. Nathan, who is currently 3rd in the championship, is stuck down in 14th place.
Yeah, he's just having a bad race.
Yeah, not having a particularly good race.
It was a bad start of a race. Let's say that.
It was a brilliant strategy that brought him into play in Bahrain. I wonder if he's just working out a scheme in his head right now. And Bika gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's an open and shut case. No real way to appeal that because, well, it's a speed limit. And Bika's retired.
Okay.
Obviously, Bika has just obviously had enough. Very stressed out from the looks of it.
Yeah, most likely. He was one of the top 5 drivers of next year, of last year, but this year we haven't. Well, he hasn't shown what he has last year.
Yeah, hasn't really shown those what he was really capable of, and it's a shame as well because we sort of said, you know, he was Mito's teammate last year and obviously was outshone by Mito, who won the championship, but he was a worthy teammate, brought consistent points finishes, worked with the team, but not going his way as he has moved to Williams this year. His teammate, however, having a much better race, currently in third. And Vanitas still not able to fully catch Pampernick. The gap hovering between 4 and 6/10. And you'd have to say so far compared to the non-stop action that we saw in Bahrain, maybe it spoiled us a little bit. It's a much more tentative, slow burn this race so far. The gap is shrinking, 3/10 it was through that corner, so I think Vantas is gaining, albeit more slowly, as Bottasgang and Jay are also having a battle. And Jay running exceptionally wide there.
Okay, we got Bottasgang making a move on Luca now. Around the outside. Can he make it? Ooh, that's a little bit too much. No.
Nothing doing this time. And Jay coming back at him, looking for a bit of revenge. Ooh, this is getting close between these two. Falsetti and Gwyn are in combat as well, as Gwyn locking up after putting Falsetti in his place, but keeping the position. Okay, and at the front, Mito pits. So Mito from 4th comes into the pits. Obviously thinking, look, I'm stuck in traffic, I can't really do much here. Yeah, and but the pit window has just opened.
He will get back at place 8, I guess. No? Maybe
here comes Nick Sana as well. And possibly, if he comes out behind behind Falsetti and Gwyn, that'll be a problem because those two are battling away fiercely. Yeah. Okay. And he comes out. He is behind them. No, he's in front of them. Just about. Just about in front of them.
You got to look that the exit of the pit is just a little shortcut.
Yeah, much like Canada cuts across turn 1. So, but if he'd been battling with Gwyn and Falsetti, that could have been very problematic. He's quickly got past Nick Sana. But he's got traffic, and he dived in there to get out of the traffic, and he's come right back into it because now he's got Jay, Bottasgang, and Luca all squabbling just up the road.
Mito got 8 seconds of clean air now.
Oh, sorry, yes, I thought I was looking at gaps to the leader. I apologise. So 8 seconds of clean air, and he will hope that the ones in front will pit. As Luca makes a move on Bottasgang.
Still have the top 3 within a second.
Luca fighting off Bottasgang, a previous race winner, of course, with everything he's got.
Bottasgang is pitting.
And the top 4 all pitting. Top 5, everyone's pitting, and the Mercs are double stacking. This will be neat if they time it right. Pampernick's away. And Bottasgang into the pits as well. And in the chaos, nope, Pampernick is still ahead, but Mito
jumped him.
Possibly, he's got to get round turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close, and just about. Mito makes the undercut work fantastically. That was a smart decision from Mito there. Perfect. He found the gap. Oh, slight lockup. But he found the gap and made it work. Vanitas was obviously hoping to jump some people in the pits, but has just come back exactly where we started. But the strategy call from the Racing Point much better in this game than it was in real life.
Pampernick can attack Mito. Now he does.
So the DRS, oh my god, that looked easy.
Just a sitting duck.
Now, how come Vanitas wasn't able to do something like that? Is it the setup that Pampernik's got? Because that looked very easy. Ooh, big lockup. Meanwhile, in front, it's Jay and Luca, both yet to stop, and Pampernik has 4.5 seconds to them, so he's got a bit of clean air still. And he is pulling away from Mitso. Half a second the gap already. And you wonder, what did they put in that Mercedes?
Well, Pampernik is closing big on Jay. He's on 3.5 seconds now.
And they've gone round again as well, so that's bad news. But I think Pampernik was probably hoping they pit this lap.
There's just no time left in his soft tires, I think.
Which means he will catch them, and that gives Mito an opportunity as Gwyn gets a penalty.
And they overtook Luca for the lead. Not the netto lead, but
the current race lead.
Yes.
But Luca can now say, at least, look, Mum, I've led an F1. I led an F1 race. You know, I seem to remember a long time ago, another driver in an orange car.
Mitso on the inside of Pampernik.
Same place as well. It's the DRS. Yeah. The DRS seems to be powerful, but Mitso doesn't have the same.
It's not that easy, it seems.
Mitso must be the setup. Mitso just didn't seem to have as much grunt in that car, but they're equal cars. He's weaving slightly. Wonder if that means is that his way of saying he wasn't pleased with the move Pampernik did?
Most likely. I used to do that also when I got blocked or something.
I don't think he should have done though, because it's cost him time. He's now 6/10 down. And Pampernik catching up to Luca easily dispatches him. Oh, but Mitso doesn't. Mitso gets held up. Oh no! Then Luca's left the session. He's obviously disconnected. Internet problems, I would assume.
He's falling back now because his AI is
taking
taking
probably
over.
The AI going slow. I think he wanted to pit that lap as well, probably. But the AI has obviously kept him going. Disaster for Luca. But the order is as it was before, only this time it's Mitso in P2 rather than P4. Now, will Vanitas be on the hunt? He's closer. DRS does seem ridiculously powerful on this circuit so far. He's further back. Nick Sanders dropping down the order, but that's because he's in the pits, and Gwyn and Chrissy are battling. Gwyn losing the position to Chrissy, but that's because he's on 10 lap old mediums. And Luca's AI will be next up the road. But it's all about these top four. Shoutouts to Vexit, who is not. He's dropped back slightly, but not by a huge amount, as Razin gets a time penalty.
Vanitas is battling with Mitso.
I just caught that out of the corner of my eye because the camera wasn't even focusing on it for some reason.
It looks like he got him.
And indeed he did. So Vanitas ahead of Mitso, and now Vexit chasing down Mitso as Luca rejoins. Now, I wonder if Mitso's just struggling on this compound. Maybe he doesn't like the medium tyre as much as the softs because he's now lost out to Vanitas, and Vexit is catching him. Vanitas with the fastest lap of the race as he hunts down Pampernik in round 2 of their duel. Gwyn still not pitting, but that's okay because he's on the mediums. Bottas gang, meanwhile, on the hards, I should point out. When he pitted, he went onto the hards. So he must be trying a one-stop strategy. Interesting to see where he ends up. He's got Jay for company on the mediums, on very fresh mediums. And Luca, disaster for him after the AI took over. He pitted too late, and now he's come out in 11th place. Luca apparently setting a lap time of a 1.6. Not 1 minute 6, a 1.6, and now saying he's first.
That's a bug.
What?
That's a bug.
And I thought we got rid of that bug. As Vanitas on Pampernik. and makes it stick. Vanitas takes the lead
Yes.
of the Vietnam Grand Prix. That's the DRS straight again. That seems to be the place for overtaking, and I mean that's what it's designed for. But it does seem to make it a little bit too easy, doesn't it?
Well, if we have drivers of the same pace, we should see that over and over at the long straight.
Although Vanitas immediately pulling away. The times have gone from my screen. We'll hopefully have them back momentarily.
Because of Luca messed the timings up.
Yeah, but at present, Vanitas 7/10 the gap already. Vanitas loving these medium compound tires. Well, I mean, he had poor luck in the previous 2 races, but he's a former COR World Champion for a reason, and he's showing it right now. Still as it stands, Pampernik would take the lead of the championship, but Vanitas really needs this if he wants to even start his fight in the championship. He's already about 30 points down, but and Falsetti retires.
What happened there?
He's pulled into the pits to retire. He's obviously thinking this isn't worth it.
No.
It's sad to see how the mighty have fallen. Again, he's a former race winner, is Falsetti. And the past season and this one just aren't going his way.
Yeah, he was a winner, but it was in the time that a lot of... well, we only had Pampernik and Mitzo as really fast. Yeah, and Vanitas, of course, and the rest was just one big...
but even still, you know, that was still the fact that he was, you know, fighting with them. And I don't think I've really seen much of... I can't remember the last time that Falsetti was even outside of the bottom 10 positions. It's a sad state of affairs. We've got yellows in Sector 2. That's a Red Bull.
It's Mark, and he hits a Ferrari. Well, when he returned to the track, that's an unsafe return, if you ask me.
That's the second time Mike's been hit by someone rejoining the track. He must be getting sick of this.
Well, does Mike get damage of that? Does it look like it? But, well, those are not fun moments.
The times are obviously incorrect, but according to the computer, Luca is leading by 1 minute and 8 seconds.
Yeah, but that's nonsense. That's bullshit.
That is bullshit, but if I would actually find it... obviously, we'd correct the results, but I'd find it kind of hilarious if Luca was classified by the game as the winner. And he sets the fastest lap of the race.
Well, I haven't seen this bug in a long time. Mostly on like the 5-lap rank lobbies, and you were leading the race, and then all of a sudden you were second because some back marker was put in front. But
it usually happens when someone disconnects and the AI has to take over for a few laps.
Yeah. Because most likely he is just a lap down on the rest, I think.
I would say that would be the case. Meanwhile, in the real battle for lead, Pampernik catching back up to Vanitas here.
Just waiting for the DRS straight. Can you excuse me for one quick toilet break?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Be back in a minute.
Yep. Meantime, I will... I don't know what car he's on, but I'll try and give you radio commentary as Simon Elite and Nixana are battling. Side by side. And Nixana pulling just ahead of Simon Elite. Nixana on the fresher rubber, that's to be expected, I would say. And Mr. Nathan, or Gwyn Sander comes into the pits to dispense of his old mediums. As Fantastic Pampernik, this top four still inseparable, but no one able to make the move just yet. Nixana also into the pits. And the gap as Pampernik makes a move. Down the DRS straight again, and he does get ahead of Vanitas. Had to set it up for a few laps, but got the run, and Van Pernick takes the lead of the Grand Prix despite what the timing tower says.
Okay, and I'm back again. Did I miss something?
You did. Van Pernick has now taken the lead. He
Oh.
got Vanitas down the DRS straight.
Okay, yes.
I don't know which car you had the camera focusing on when you left.
I was focusing on Pampernick, so I guess the people watching the stream
Yep, you would have seen it.
would have seen it.
That's fine. Brief yellows in Sector 1 there. That was for a Red Bull, specifically Nixana. And hopefully the timing tower will sort itself out eventually, because Pampernick is our current race leader.
Okay, Quinn Sender is asking for an invite, but I can't give an invite myself while I'm spectating the race.
I don't believe I can either, because of course I'm spectating as well.
Yeah. As far as I know, as a spectator, you can't invite people. Have a quick look. No, it's not possible for me. So, hopefully, maybe some retired driver can get an invite.
Further down the grid there, Mr. Nathan making his fight back. He's up to P9. Just having pitted for fresh air mediums, he's ahead of Verstappen, but some 22 seconds off Bottas. And we have yellows in Sector 2. That is a McLaren? So it should be Luca. Yeah, it's Luca in the wall. And he's retired from the session. He smashed into the wall even harder. Vexit gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Disaster for him, because of course he was battling in the battle for the win here, and that's really going to harm him. Obviously he's thinking of trying the undercut as well. Should be his final stop, barring any major disasters. As Vanitas closes in on Pampernick again. And Mitso just kind of sitting back. Not too far away, obviously, but unable to really get into range of Vanitas here. And the timing tower will slowly sort itself out as Luca
So I still think the timings are still not correct. If I look at Mr. Nathan, he's Verstappen is 2 minutes down. That can be.
Yeah, but as I say, as they all catch up, Luca will just fall down the timing chart.
I think when Luca is down on the timing table, the times will be correct again.
Yep. As it stands, Pampernick leads by 3 tenths, nearly 4 tenths from Vanitas. Mitso then 5 tenths further back from that, and Chrissy, who is now P4, some 12 seconds back. Vexit is probably net P4 on the track, but a 5-second penalty will harm him, unless he was able to serve it immediately when he took the pit stop. But I'm not sure you're allowed to do that.
Okay, the timings are correct again. We got a very close top 3, then we got 12 seconds to Chrissy. Also Mr. Nathan creating a big gap. And at the back of the grid we have the 2 Red Bulls playing like they're the real life Alfa Romeos or Williams.
Vexit does get past J for P5 on the track. So J will have to pit again, I would imagine.
Yeah, most likely, I think. 16 laps, yeah, maybe he can try it. I think the mediums will last like 14, 15 laps. While the softs are 9, 10, they're gone. And let's say the hards, well, if you look at Simon, he's at 18 lap all. Oh, he started on them, so he has to pit again. Also getting very close to Mike at the moment is Simon. Goes to the inside of the hairpin and makes it thick.
Joe, lock up from Pampernick. That might be the chance that Vantas is looking for. It's compromised Pampernick's entry into the corner as they head around.
It's a very important corner regarding the DRS straight.
I believe it's lifted from the Sochi Autodrome. I think that's what they're trying to replicate with that corner.
Yeah, most likely.
No DRS is now open, so Vantas should have this.
Yeah, it's on the final stretch of the straight DRS.
And the double slipstream for Mitso.
Oh, and Pampernick crashed. He got touched by I don't know, but
Now, was that Mitso?
well, he got touched by someone, but I couldn't see who it was.
Now, he's got damage. Now, the question is, did Mitso turn into Pampernick, or did Pampernick turn into Mitso?
Well, we have it on stream, so we can watch that back later. Because I don't think Pampernick records his races. I know Mitso does.
It's a shame because it'd be interesting to see on the boards to see if the arrows were done correctly as Pampernick goes to the pits.
Yeah, he has a damage wing, he has to.
I mean, he's probably going to change the tires anyway, but the time taken to change the wing.
It takes 7 to 8 seconds longer to fix his wing, so it won't help him to win the race.
That could be the race win gone. Meantime, Mitso is now a second down on Vanitas. So did something happen to Mitso in between that time? He's got DRS here. Where is Pampernick going to come back out? Chrissy is also in for a front wing change. Bottas gang is already gone ahead.
Okay, he's coming in front of Mr. Nathan.
So it'll be P6 for Pampernick on a fresh set of softs. What can he do from here? Meanwhile, Mitso gaining on Vanitas. Gaining. DRS, very powerful here. Vanitas kind of left the door open there.
Okay, according to Worm, it was Pampernick who made the move that made him crash.
Well, we'll discuss that in the race incidents tomorrow, I believe, as well. We always like to have a look at some of the really big incidents, even if the drivers themselves don't report them. If we catch them on stream, we always like to have a more detailed look at them. The Worm is now officially a steward. And Mitso speeds in the pit lane.
And he crashes into... No, Vanitas crashed into Mitso.
Did he damage his wing?
Yeah, must be. I saw the parts flying around, so... I can't
Now, if that cost Vanitas a wing change...
Yeah, I think so. I saw the parts flying. Yes, his end plates are gone. They're ready for... They're changing the wing, yes.
I know that he already got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but that's the problem with the AI, is that sometimes it will just screw you over for no reason. I think the stewards will want to have a look at that. Yes, Mitso was technically punished with the 5 seconds, but if he's caused damage to another car because of his pit entry, then...
Oh, you said that he was speeding in the pit lane, Mitso?
Yes, but the problem is it's because he slammed the brakes on so hard that he locked up.
Yeah, but...
And which is effectively brake checking the car behind. You can't do that, even on entry to the pit lane.
Yeah, but that also means that Vanitas was driving too fast also, because he couldn't...
Well, it wouldn't be, because he obviously made the mark okay. So if it was the AI was causing if the AI caused the problem and crashed in the back of Mitso, we may be able to do something about that. We may be able to remove the time it would take to change the front wing, because that shouldn't have happened. You know, that was no fault of Vanitas's, because he slowed down well enough to make the speed limiter. And it was obviously just the AI drove into the back of Mitsu and caused the front wing change. So I think we'll discuss that, because that was no fault of Vanitas's, and the game's just made him change the front wing through no fault of his own. So if we round it up, if we round it to 3 seconds for a standard pit stop, we could remove the extra time on the pit stop.
Okay, the closest gap at the moment is Bottas gang within 6/10 of J for P3.
Yep, and Vanitas is catching them as well.
Oh,
now keep in mind, Mitsu. Sorry, just keep in mind that Mitsu didn't serve that penalty. He does have 5 seconds added onto his race time. So Jay is net 1 second behind him, and that means Vanitas is only about 2 seconds down on him.
Okay, we had Nixana making the move on Mike.
And that's assuming, as Bottas guy makes a move on Jay forced to take to the curb. They both run wide, and Vanitas says, "Thank you very much." That was a lovely bit of opportunism from Vanitas. Moved him straight past both of them, and now he can chase after Mitsu. He's already within 5 seconds of Mitsu. Oh, sorry, no, that's the gap. Sorry, 7 seconds now. That's I keep thinking that's the leader interval. Jay wants his position back. But he locks up, and Vanitas will scarper away from here, I feel. Mitsu chasing down Vexit. Now, Vexit, I believe, has served his penalty, because he obviously got the speeding in the pit lane on his first pit stop. He's done another one now. So I think Vexit is actually legit in the lead here.
Yeah. But I don't think he can make it to the end. With the medium tires, Mitsu has the new stock tires.
Really? There's only 5 laps left to go, and he's only done 5 laps. They should last the 10 laps, I would say.
Yeah, they should last on laps, but not on lap times.
Oh, on pace, yes. One who might not last on terms of laps is Jay. His mediums are 11 laps old, and he's still got 5 to go. Remember, the tyre wear is scaled whenever you have shorter races. So the question is, can Vexit keep Mitsu at bay? And if he does, will that allow Vanitas to catch up?
Mitsu is within a second now.
Meanwhile, disaster for Pampernick, who is now P6. He's chasing down his teammate, and presumably will catch him, but Pampernick was doing so well, and then he... I do think it was Pampernick moving back to the racing line before, without the car being there, or with Mitsu's car being there. I'm just surprised that Mitsu's car didn't take any damage in the contact.
Okay, we got the battle between Kay and Bottas.
And Bottas being forced over the curb there. Nixana's retired.
Did he crash or what happened?
No, he's gone into the pits as well.
Yes.
Clearly, a lot of drivers losing motivation at this circuit, it would seem, as Mitsu is within a second but can't overtake due to yellow flags.
And that's because Nixana is in the pit, so that's weird also.
That is very weird. They're out of they're into the green flag zone now. Vanitas still 7 seconds down. He's not made up the difference, although, as I say, whether the stewards will intervene. And Vexit has lost the position to Mitsu. But if he can get a podium, I think he'll be happy enough. But then, of course, Mitsu hasn't served his penalty, so all Vexit has to do is stay within 5 seconds.
Pampernick is at the back of Bottas' gang now, and also very close to Jay.
Will Bottas gang play the team game? Because Pampernick is in the fight for the championship. Bottas
now, so they both have DRS.
Bottas gang isn't so much in the championship fight. Yeah, it's very strange, that DRS zone. It doesn't start where you think it would. It's about halfway down the straight.
That's like Baku.
A little bit, actually, yeah. As Jay loses the back end a little bit, and Pampernick will really want to get that 4th place. Because I think 4th might be the best he could hope for.
Yeah, I think so.
Vantas has decent pace and he's 6 seconds behind. The gap for Vantas is closing, but the gap to Vexit, or the gap between Vexit and Mito, is increasing. However, it's still less than a second and only 3 laps to go. If Mito is going to pull out a 5-second gap to make sure, then he better get a move on, because as it stands, Vexit could still win this race. And Vexit has shown his pace. He was able to stay with the front runners early on.
And Pampernick is through.
Pampernick is through on J. So that's 4th place for Pampernick.
That's the best he can do for now.
As the developers of Mikey Number 9 once said, it's better than nothing. But he'll be kicking himself when he looks back on that replay, I think, and sees what happened. He's thrown away a potential victory here, but then there's no guarantee Mito gets it in the minute either. 1.3 the gap. So he is out of DRS range, but...
And I don't think he's going to close that again. He's in 7-lap-old mediums.
But the thing is... It's not a question so much of closing, it's how much Mito can actually open it. Vanitas still 6 seconds down on Vexit. Vexit does have good pace here. I think he's just on the wrong type of tyre. Gap. If it carries on like this, the gap is just about 2 seconds with... Sorry, 3 laps to go now. If it carries on about a second a lap, then I think Mito might just do it. Of course, Vexit doesn't know that Mito has a 5-second penalty unless he's watching the stream. But I don't think he is. Because if he knew he did have the penalty, I think Vexit would be pushing a fair bit harder than he is. Ooh. Slight tap of the wall there.
By who?
By Vexit. Closest gap on track. Oh, here we go again. It's Bottas, Gang, and J. Round... What are we on now? Round 5, I think. It's the only real close quarters battle on track. Although it has to be said, Mito hasn't pulled out as much of a gap this lap as before. It's only 2.4, coming up to 2.5. In fact, it's coming down now. 2.3. Bottas, Gang, and J locked in combat as Bottas Gang gets ahead of that battle. Runs a bit wide, but that's okay. And Vanitas is closing on Vexit, but not at a fast enough pace. He's 7 seconds overall behind Mito as well.
Okay, according to the stats, Simon Elite is on 34-lap-old tires. That's impossible.
I was going to say, but it's only a 28-lap race. It's like that Murray Walker comment that he made in... do you remember the old McLaren cartoon that they used to do? He said... What was he said? This is the most and Vexit gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings. That was a stupid move. That might have just handed Mito the win. What was it? Murray said, "This is the most exciting thing I've seen in 92 years, which is incredible because I'm only 89. Oh, I miss Murray Walker. Oh, Vexit, stop cutting the corners, mate. Come on.
I think he's getting nervous.
He should still get the podium, but he might have just cost himself the race win because if it's 3 seconds... Yeah, if we added on 3 from here, that would be a 6-second gap to Mito, and that's more than enough. Because Mito has the 5-second penalty. Unless Mito got any more penalties. He might have done, I'm not too sure.
No, I'm not sure.
We'll not bother going through the race record now. We'll see it all play out at the end. And actually, if it's a 3-second... it's a 3-second penalty... Vanitas only needs to find 2 more seconds, and he could take second place. But then we don't know how the rest of the penalties are going to play out, or if there's any incidents to deal with. As the final lap has started. Vanitas is in camera shot of Vexit, but 5 seconds down. He'll not do that in 1 lap unless Vexit makes a really silly mistake. Pampernik starts his final lap, 7 seconds down on Vanitas, wondering what might have been. Wondering where it all went wrong. Well, not wondering where it all went wrong, thinking where it all went wrong, I imagine. Bottas gang on 19-lap old hard, still battling with Jay. It's the closest gap on track at the minute. And Jay wants that 5th place, as Gwyn, Sander and Marky Mark do battle for the last finishing position. Nope, sorry, Marky Mark's in the pits, that's why. Hoping to remove the fastest lap. Except that's not going to work because he started his...
It's the last lap.
I was going to say, yeah, so the timer's already started.
No, when he comes out of the pit, he starts his last lap, so he will not...
Yeah, he's already 27 seconds, so he's not going to... Obviously, he's just thinking, I may as well have... Yep, he's weaving, he's thinking, I may as well have a bit of fun here. Look, he's weaving all over the track. As long as he doesn't bin it in the wall and cause any major problems, that's fine. Simon, Elite and Razin. Simon's gone wide. And that's Verstappen looking to take the final points paying position away from Simon.
Okay, we got Misto going to the last corner now.
And on track,
he wins
Mitso wins. Vexit will come across the line. 7 seconds down, so... Oh, Mitso must have served his penalty then. And Vanitas does take second at present. But that's still a podium for Vexit. Because Pampernik is still 4th. So podium for Vexit. Well done to him. Bottas gang will take 5th. Jay... Nope, it's Chrissy who will get 6th. Jay 7th. Mr. Nathan should come home for 8th. It's a long way back behind though. As Razin gets 3 seconds, and that could have severe repercussions for the final point. Marky Mark and Gwyn complete their races. As Mr. Nathan rounds the final corner with half a front wing. 8th place is all he can do. Simon Elite, after the coming together of Falsetti on the formation lap and a bit of a bumpy ride, will come home to finish 9th, assumingly. He crosses the line 9th. Verstappen will be 10th and Razin 11th. And that means Mike, the other Ferrari, also missing out on the points. He will finish P12. So, Mitso wins from Vanitas at present. Even if the penalties have been sorted out officially, as somehow Verstappen driver of the day. It's just like real life, Verstappen always gets driver of the day. Even if the penalties have sorted themselves out in the game, I, as one of the stewards, would very much like to have a look at the entry into the pits for Vanitas, if possible.
Yes, and also the incident with Pampernik, Mitso, and
yes, that's true.
Vanitas.
I think it was Pampernik moving across, which would be kind of an open and shut case. Cause,
yeah, maybe, but I really have to look at it again.
Yes, we will do, of course, but it's that pit entry for Vanitas, because if it was his AI that caused the need for a front wing change, then that's... if it's not his fault and it can be negated, then I feel that would be fair.